Alright, so let's continue. So now let's wrap up the other panel, which is the enter details, and it looks like this. But firstly, I've been noticing that the design kind of look odd, maybe because of the padding that we have added on all the sides of the cart panel. So let's fix that. Over here, I believe these let's actually keep it because eventually we're gonna need these. Anyway, so within the cart panel, the component, we have set padding of 4, which is 32 pixels on all the sides on the stack. So instead of all the sides, let's keep it the same but on the y-axis. So for that, py, that means top and bottom, and for the x-axis, let's reduce it to be of 2, which I think would look better. And there it is. So let's actually see the difference. Yep. Alright, so I think keeping it like this would be much better, and also maybe a little less spacing, kind of like a sucker for perfection. So let's reduce the spacing that we have over here to be of 1. Let's see, and I think that's perfect. So now let's add the input fields that we have over here. So we got full name, email address, contact number, and address. So let's do that right over. Okay, so this is the top bar. So the objective is to group these two parts together so that we can make use of that justify content, so that this thing sticks at the bottom. Alright, so for that, over here we got the top bar. Let's add another stack component. Well, actually we don't have to do that. This is the one. So right over here within this stack, let's add another one, and now we can just place all the input fields. So for that, we will be making use of the text field component, and let's use the placeholder. So the first one is full name, the second one is email address, third one is contact number, and the fourth one is address. So let's do that. So the other thing is, let's also change the variant of the text field component. So what do I mean by that? So over here right now it looks like this. Well, actually we don't have to do that, I believe. Yeah, I remember that the new version, the version 5, the default variant, let's actually check it out. Variant yeah, the default one is already outlined initially. Like in the previous version it was standard. So now that it's already all outlined, we don't have to do anything, and it's looking perfect. However, the font family is something that we have to fix. Anyway, so we're gonna do that, and for that, let's actually do it right now. We got the default theme, we got the typography, and over here, well, actually not the typography. We have to target the typography. Sorry, what is it? The text field component. Yeah, obviously this particular one. So let's head to the theme, and right over here, let's target the MUI text field component. Again, because it is something which is style related, so we will be using style overrides. And on the, now we have a couple of options, as in like the different slots that we can target. In this case, let's go with root, and we can just say that the font family that we wish to use, well, actually we can just copy it from here, is Lato. And now if we take a look, let's refresh and let's see. Well, actually that didn't change, so I'm gonna inspect this bad boy and let's see what is the issue. So this is the, what is it? So this is the, all right, so I guess we are setting the font family over here. However, we have to do it on the input. Okay, how about we do it right over here just to see. Yep, that's the one that we have to target. So in order to target this element, let's see the specific component that we have to target, which would be MUI outlined input hyphen input. So that's the one. Let's head back, and over here, now in case you're wondering that we are using the text field, however over here it is the MUI outlined. Again, this is something related to the composition of components that MUI library does under the hood. Bottom line is that we have to target the specific, like in order to target the specific element, we can just see the appropriate component by checking out the classes. So in this case, let's go with this one, because the MUI outlined component, this MUI outlined input is actually a component. Like over here we can look it up, outlined input, this is the one. This is actually the component which the text field component, the one that we are using over here, this component uses under the hood, because the variant is outlined. So I wouldn't get deeper into that, but the point to understand is that this component is being used, and in order to target this component within the theme, we can just replace it with MUI outlined input, and instead of root, let's target the input slot. So now if I save it, it should be fixed, and that's beautiful. Let's also change the font weight to be of 600, and that's perfect. All right, so now in order to add a bit of spacing, let's do that. Over here, first let's add empty for margin to the top of about 3. Perfect. And then spacing of about 2. How about that? How about 3? I think that's much better. Now for the last one, which is address, it is not an input field, more of like a text area, because it requires, like, obviously address is something multi-line. So let's do that. So for it, over here we can pass down the multi-line prop and also specify the rows. So for this, let's go with 3, and I think that's beautiful. All right, so this completes the input fields. That's great. And now we need to work on the bottom part, which is this particular one. Let's do that right now. Let's head back over here. Now we need to create another stack component in order to do that thing. I guess you already know. And now within this, we will be adding in let's actually go with typography, why not? And the text should be this thing: you will receive a confirmation mail once you place the order. I'm gonna type it. You will receive a mail. Once again, you'll receive a confirmation mail once you place the order. How about that? And now we also need this color, so you can again pause the video and enter the same thing. So over here, I'm gonna add in BG color to be of this hexa color code. Let's also add padding of 2 on all the sides, and below this we can add in the button. And for the button, I'm gonna copy the same thing from the cart because it's kind of exactly the same. Let's do that in such a way. This one should be place order. And actually, one thing that we can do, well, let's just keep it the way that it is. I was thinking of creating a separate variant for the button, but never mind. All right, so place order, that's the thing. And now let's also add spacing of about 2. And now if we save it, let's check out the design. So there it is. All right, so that's perfect. We just need to change the font family. For that, we can just pass in class name to be of Lato, and perfect. That looks great. Let's also set the font style to be of italic. Sucker for perfection. And That's looking ugly. At this point, I think if we do not have a font weight, that would look much better. Oh, actually we are using Lato, so it's gonna override that thing. Let's just keep it the way that it is. It's fine. Alright, so I think this completes the panel, the second panel. And now in the next video, let's finally implement the logic of kind of going from like back and forth, so that from the card we can go to this screen, this panel, and from this, if we click on the back, we can go back to that one. So let's do that in the next video, and again, thank you for watching.